Let me just go ahead and get this out there right now. If a man ever looks at me and says, "Hey babe, what's for dinner?" and like means it, like assumes I'm in charge of dinner, what's for dinner? Divorce. That's what's for dinner.
Hey guys, welcome back to another one. So, about a week ago, I think it is. I'm a little bit late on this because I didn't really pay too much attention to it because I don't, really give the mainstream media much, mind. But the U.S. has been placed in that whole human rights watch list or whatnot. So I looked into that a little bit there. Caught my interest. So yeah, we're going to be looking at that just a little bit tonight. Not too much. I just found it pretty interesting because, of course, it's just another narrative. Besides that, we're going to be getting down with the usual mix of liberal men and women. Let's get into it, guys.
Dude, I hate the whole, liberal tears thing that I'm hearing from all the, MAGA people who are dumb enough to think that the tariffs are a great idea. It's no, dude, it's just tears for everybody. I wish I could have the comeback of, you're gonna see, but it's yeah, you're gonna see, I'm gonna see too, and the shit's gonna suck balls.
Nobody understands. My family doesn't understand. Well, my kids are off limits. Nobody understands. My family doesn't understand. Everyone in my family voted for Trump. And my child's trans, and I'm so hurt. And I don't understand how you can say that you love someone and vote against their rights. I don't understand it. It's very hard to understand. Well, my kids are off limits.
Do you remember in the middle of last year when Kamala Harris kept saying on the campaign trail, if we elect Donald Trump, we'll be in a recession by the middle of next year?
Donald Trump literally tariffed a fucking place with no imports, no exports, and everybody there are penguins. He tariffed an island of penguins.
So if you're one of those people on your Instagram story today that's like, no matter who you voted for, politics cannot come between our friendship, I still love you, we can coexist. We know who you voted for, okay? You're not subtle. You might as well just put MAGA on your bio at this point. Forgive me for not wanting to associate with someone who is okay with voting for a felon and a rapist. He said he would be a dictator on day one. We're all still American at the end of the day. Oh, spare me.
All dumpster supporters, I curse you. I curse you with the karma that you deserve. May you end up needing food stamps, Medicare, Medicaid, SSA, help. May you need all of that and get denied!
How do you feel about our country being added to the Human Rights Watch list in the world? Does that resonate with you? Are you taking it in? Are you processing what that means? And what are you going to do about it? Feel pretty firmly that people should have the right to believe what they want to, that they have the opportunity to educate themselves and make choices. But this isn't about that anymore. And the fact that people aren't ringing a bell of alarm and it's not sinking in that this is happening and how the rest of the world is observing what's happening, yet everyday Americans are just going on with their life and acting like it's not happening is mind-blowing. I get that we are probably all burned out and there's indecision and confusion about what to even do about it, or feeling like there's nothing that we can do about it. But if we just roll over and continue to let this happen, it's gonna be really bad, you guys.
Okay, as usual, a lot of the liberals out there are like goldfish bobbing to the top of the water for fish flakes. It's not that the United States was added to the list, it's just that their status was apparently updated. Let me show you guys what I mean. Okay, So this is a site called civicus.org. I've never been on it before until the other day. I don't know if there's a better one than this, but it pretty much all had everything that I was looking for on this site. Now, you can see that there's different categories down here. I'm hoping you guys can follow my mouse here. We're not going to be on this for very long. I just wanted to point out a couple things. You have open, narrowed, obstructed, repressed, and closed. So let's go from, I guess, worst to best. Closed, you're looking at countries like Russia and China, of course, the usual suspects. Repressed, you're looking at all of a sudden like all the Middle Eastern countries and whatnot. Obstructed, this is an interesting one. How come Ukraine is only obstructed? Shouldn't it be under repressed? But they don't want to let anybody know that the citizens there are repressed, right? You know, like those white vans that recruit people to go to the front lines. And then we have narrowed. Oh, look, that's where the US is. And where I will call this site and this narrative absolute BS is my country right here, Canada. We should at least be in narrowed. But no, we're in open. Meaning everything's hunky-dory and great in Canada. Everybody's just super happy out here. We don't have a government that tries to suppress us or censor us in any way whatsoever. Okay, so this is current data. So this has got, it's Trump's fault. This should be nice and green, but no, it's under the narrowed color because of Trump's, you know, his policies and his executive orders that he's been putting on recently. Apparently Trump now is like the second coming of the Antichrist, or however you'd refer to that. You know, he's like the Lord of the underworld. He's into slavery, and you know, that's apparently where we're headed, right? So how are things under Biden? Let's just go back in time. Okay, so let's go 2020. This is what, Trump's last year in office, right? Okay, boom, obstructed, but we already know what that is. That's because of the pandemic. So 2021, Biden's in charge. There's still some COVID. Yeah, still obstructed. That kind of makes sense. You know, you still had restrictions because of COVID. But by 2022, keep an eye on Canada here. Why is Canada still bright green, guys? Pay attention to that. Canada's still hunky-dory, 100%. Everything's great in 2021. It's like we had no restrictions, even though Christmas was canceled for us. If you wanted to go outside for 1 kilometer from your house, you can only do it if you had a dog after 8 o'clock at night. Absolutely ridiculous. So 2022, COVID restrictions finally lifted. Oh, there we go. So we're at narrowed now. COVID restrictions have lifted in the United States. As well in Canada, we had the Freedom Convoy, remember? Look, we're still green. Everything's just great in Canada. It's always great in Canada. We're the happiest country in the world, right? 2023, Biden, oh, look at that. It's still the same color as it is in current data. So what are they talking about? So the whole civic rights list, human rights list that the United States has been put on, they have not been put on it. They've already been there. I just showed you guys data that dates back to 2018 with them, even though we only look from 2020 forward. It's complete BS. All they got to do is just pop up the narrative on mainstream media and the liberals all start to panic. What are we going to do about this, guys? How are we going to fix this? How are we going to get off? You're not going to get off the list. That's not how it works. Stop being goldfish. Stop eating the fish food.
So you're telling me I could wake up tomorrow morning and the stock market could be in the worst shape that it's been in decades in my lifetime. And I'm just supposed to go to my corporate girly job? I'm just supposed to wake up knowing that America is in shambles and we're living in pure hell, and I've just got to wake up and go do my 9 to 5?
Every video I come across today, now that I'm home from that march, I see so many people. Every time it pans across a crowd, I'm crying. Tears. Today was emotional for me. I don't know if it was emotional for anyone else, but it was my first time to march, to hold a sign, and to stand up for something that I believe in. And I'm emotional. And every time a video comes on, my eyes start to water, and I'm just and just emotional. The crowd of people. We have to keep this going. We have to keep it going. Like, I don't know. That man never had crowds this size ever. Ever.
I'm just so sorry. Like, I don't know what reality that y'all live in. It gotta be a fairy tale land, because at the end of the day, when people say what the fuck they're gonna do, and they do them, why are we confused that they are happening? Why are we having dissertations and conversations about somebody who doesn't give a fuck about nobody? I even know that he don't give a fuck about y'all, and I didn't even vote for him.
What excuse would you use to dodge the draft? I'm just wondering.
So Yam Titties really said, let me sign this executive order dismantling the Department of Education while surrounded by children. Why do we think that is? Like, do we think he's just taking his rightful seat at the toddler table and this is where he feels comfortable? Or do we think it's because it's written on a second grade reading level and he needs their help to read it because he's so stupid? All it does is prove to me that he's going to continue to use children as props while also proving to all of us that he gives zero shits about them. Like, what a douche waffle.
Well, Trumpers, what do you feel about this? You know, your fearless leader, Donald Trump, is playing golf while the economy is crashing, the markets and everything else. And prices are going up on everything. And you guys voted him in. I love when they say, well, he's not taking a salary. Okay, you know what this weekend's going to cost us in the millions? Secret Service has to stay at the Doral Country Club. That's charged to us. I stayed at the Doral Country Club, and I know what it cost. So, you know, we're going to have $200 lunches for everybody? Give me a freaking break. You guys worship this piece of shit. I love y'all. Have a great day.
Okay, I get a kick out of this. Trump has had the best start of any president in history in his first 100 days. Nobody's had such an efficient start. I know you liberals out there consider it like Trump is a communist, a fascist, and all that other crap, but nobody's had a start like this. So when Trump wants to go home on the weekends and perhaps golf, that shouldn't be an issue. You guys had no problem with all the footage that you've seen of Biden on the beach eating ice cream and sleeping on the beach. Biden has taken over 500 vacation days in his term. And what was he there for, 1,700 days or something like that? 500 days. I think it's even more than that. That's the number that I pulled up online that people were saying. I thought it was higher than that. I thought it was well over 600, but 500 days. Okay, so either way, Secret Service costs money to the taxpayer anyways, even if Trump were to live at the White House. Now, what he wants to bring up is Doral Golf Club. Sorry, Trump owns it. You're going to say, okay, well, he's not going to have his Secret Service go there and eat all the food and everything for free. Realize, even though you guys are all going to say, well, Trump's a crook, he's not going to care anyways, it's a conflict of interest. Trump cannot use White House dollars, taxpayer dollars, to benefit himself in his own companies. So it's not like you can say, all right, guys, all you Secret Service, 40 of you, whatever, how big the team is, lunch is on me, but really it's on the taxpayer. That's not how it's going to work. So this guy here doesn't know what he's talking about. But again, it's really funny that Trump gets criticized for going golfing when Biden spent 33% of his presidential term, there's no S, on the beach sleeping or eating ice cream.
Isn't it so funny how when I'm like, hey MAGA, what do you guys think about when Trump talks and doesn't make sense? And you guys are like, oh my God, that's what you have to complain about? Really? That's what you have to complain about? Or we're like, yeah, why is MAGA racist? And you guys are like, oh really? Oh really? Why do you always make it? And then you guys are like, I mean, it's always the nose ring. Also, I got this. the septum, because you guys kept commenting when it was just this. You were like, oh my god, it's always a nose ring. So then I had to add on to it, obviously. It just pushed me to get more. So I just want to say thank you for that. And oh my god, just wait till I can change it to like the cutie little snug hoof. Oh my god, I can't wait. I'm so excited. And also, that's why every Republican man is in love with me. Thank you.
Are we really gonna let one dude just fuck up the entire fucking world? You realize we don't have to do any of this. Like, not just the 330 million people in America. I also mean the like 8-9 billion people in the world. Are we really gonna let this one little fuck and his butt buddy fuck everything up? Are we are gonna let that happen? Okay.
I need some advice from military people, and I hope this gets to the right side of that, if it gets anywhere. Would it be acceptable? No. On a scale of 1 to punch me in the face, how acceptable would it be for me to hand you a little business card type thing that says, are you with him or are you with us? Is that a socially acceptable thing to do these days? Let a girl know.
Notice how Democrats will bring up January 6th? Like, that's all they...
Well, darling, ain't that enough? I mean, your side tried to go around and take the government over. You literally tried to have a coup, a political coup. Honey, I think that's more than enough, January 6th. But in case you want to know, there's other things that we have a problem with. You know, that muskrat trying to take over the government. He wasn't elected. And Colonel Cornbread in office trying to take Social Security, taking food out of children's mouths. Deporting people that haven't even broken the law. So, sweetheart, bless your heart.
If I was a bird, I would shit in your goddamn mouth. I don't like being mean, but I don't mind it either, so you want to quit playing with me? Maybe? No? You want to fuck around and find out?
I will only be dating men that have no kids, even though I have 3 kids on my own. I will not be dating single dads. One of the biggest reasons is that they still fuck with their baby mama. Like my baby daddy, he be asking for nunu every fucking day. So if he's in your DMs, just know that he be asking for my nunu. And I tell him no. This is a big no for me. I am not taking care of your bad ass kids, of your silver tooth ass kids, okay? It is not my fucking responsibility. Especially the men that have 2, 3 baby mamas. Fuck no, bro. You guys, why the fuck are you guys even in the dating pool? Like, be celibate. Be celibate. Why the fuck are you still fucking out here? Okay? You need to stop. You need to go get a fucking vasectomy. Luckily for me, I have my tubes removed, so I cannot have any more kids. And for you guys that keep calling me a old Honda Civic or a old Nissan with 300k miles, my body count is less than what I have up. My nunu is literally damn near a virgin. Damn near. And I just don't like baby daddies anymore. Like, I don't. I already dealt with it. If you don't know, I was a stepmom for 5 years. It's a very thankless job. It's a very thankless job, and I will not be doing it again unless you're a widow, or unless your baby mama abandoned you with the kids, or unless your kids are 13 and up. And I'm not gonna be dating any baby daddies anymore, okay? And you guys are fucking butthurt because nobody fucking wants your ugly ass.
Now, I'm sure you guys remember her from last video. Again, this girl's a total piece of work. She had all these demands last video that you had to fulfill for her, and you pretty much will have to step in if you're the man who would like to spend the rest of your days with this young, fine goddess. You have to pretty much all step in and have $130,000 a year salary, plus 2 side hustles, 3 cars, 1 that has at least 8 seats, 2 houses, 1 that's got at least 6 bedrooms. You have to accommodate to her and her children as she sits there unemployed and lives off of you. Yet, if you have baggage and you come from a previous relationship and you have children, she doesn't want to have anything to do with you. She doesn't want to have anything to do with your kids unless they're 13 and up, or unless you're widowed or your ex-wife had taken off on you and left you stranded with the kids. And she's like, oh, well, then I guess I can spend some time with you. And one of the main reasons that she doesn't want to have anybody that's been married before is because she doesn't want your ex interfering in your current relationship with this fine young goddess here. Yet she just told you, clear as day, that her baby father hits her up on DMs all the time, wanting to have sexual relations with her. So she's letting you know, besides all of her demands in a previous video, she's letting you know, on top of that, the cherry on the cake is you have to deal with her ex, who still wants to get in bed with her as well, but you're not allowed to have any baggage whatsoever. What a catch. What a catch. That's clip 2 out of 3 with her, guys. She'll be in the next video also. All right, guys, that brings this video to a close. If you guys are new to the channel, you like this type of content, like, comment, and subscribe. And I shall see you guys in the next video. Have a good one.
I love you. I love all of you who are following me along. I feel like I should reintroduce myself. Hi, my name's John and I have a traumatic brain injury. And I started using this app to help me with my disability. I struggle with anger, impulsivity, and self-control. And what I realized was TikTok was such a fun, easy way to record these cute little videos of what I was doing throughout the day. And I had 0 followers. I would post them. It was no big deal. And that's how all this started. And then I started talking politics. The election happened. I was really pissed off at Donald Trump because of the way he was talking about Kamala Harris. One thing led to another, and here we are. There's 30,000. I don't necessarily regret anything that I've said on this app, but I am vowing to do better. I have to work on my anger and my impulsivity. I love doing this. I love connecting with all of you, but I have to turn, anger into wisdom. And the only way to do that is through patience and self-reflection. And I'm just watching the videos that I made today, and I'm like, oh my God. I'm letting anger consume me. I'm letting anger dictate and control my entire day, which means that Donald Trump and MAGA are winning. And they can't win. They just can't. Patience is the remedy. These folks are going to die at some point. Donald Trump is going to die. Most of MAGA is going to die. They just will. They don't take care of themselves, Maybe some of them will hang around for a long time. And I'm not saying that to be mean. I hope they transform themselves. I hope they take better care of their mental health, but they don't. They don't care to. If you don't take care of your mental health, chances are you're not going to be around long enough to really enjoy life, to experience a long, happy life. Donald Trump seems to be the exception, but I think that's because he's exceptionally evil. That's neither here nor there. I have to do better. I have to. I have to somehow figure out a way. And I don't know. All I know right now is what I can't do anymore. And I have to somehow channel my anger in such a way that it creates more wisdom, more hope, more aspiration, and not just constant, relentless anger and hatred toward my fellow Americans. I don't want to hate the people in this country. I don't want to hate Trump supporters. They do everything in their power to make sure that people like me hate them. They want to take away all of our rights. They want to send people to El Salvador without trials. They don't want us to vote. They don't want women to get health care. They're such... Oh, my God. Oh, that's the worst humans imaginable. What do we do with that, folks? I don't have an answer, but I have to do better. And I know what I can't do, and that's enough. We're going to focus on patience. We're going to focus on transforming anger into wisdom. Thank you for listening to my TED Talk. I'm going to watch this tomorrow, and hopefully I will feel better. Oh, my God.